So welcome back to another Tales of Tribute game. Opponent goes first, picking Red Eagle, and we're going to go Alessia, of course, and let's try Orgnum today. Opponent goes Crows last. Red Eagle Crows is one of the strongest combinations in the game. You just make your deck smaller and buy all the Crow cards. Opponent goes first. Looks like the Tavern's not too great right now. We got a War Fleet and a Sea Serpent Colossus. Sea Serpent Colossus is actually surprisingly good. It's 3 power, or rather 2 power and 1 prestige if you get a single combo off. And it actually, I think, is the better card than Warfleet, even though Warfleet costs 3 gold. Because the Warfleet combo only works on combo 3, not combo 2. So it's actually quite hard to get the Warfleet combo. Even though the Warfleet theoretically is worth 5 power, it's not nearly as good as, say, like Midnight Raid on the Reach site. Midnight Raid, the combo is on 2. It's a combos on 2, so you get 5 power very easily. Very hard to get the Warfleet at the same stage. Tavern was complete crap just now, so we try to pick up a early Soldier of the Empire. Opponent picks up Chainbreaker Sergeant, which is by far the better card. Tavern is still horrific. I was really hoping that he would use his agent now, and he does actually draw the Chainbreaker Sergeant that he picked up earlier, because I would actually have quite a bit of difficulty killing agents without generating a bit of power of my own. But we did manage to draw Soldier of the Empire, so yeah, that's enough to kill his Chainbreaker Sergeant, which is the most dangerous card in my opponent's deck right now. We cannot leave it alive. It generates way too much value, and I had a choice between picking up the Chainbreaker Sergeant from the Tavern or using Alessia power. And in this particular case, I mean I would love to use Alessia power more, because I think shuffling Chainbreaker Sergeants into my deck is more than reasonable. At this stage, I think to be more gold efficient, Brideheart Ritual is reasonable. You could also shuffle another Chainbreaker Sergeant into your deck. Chainbreaker Sergeant is quite a good card for 4 gold, and the Tavern is pretty barren right now. So yeah, that's reasonable. Or Rag Picker to get rid of your smaller cards. But then our opponent reveals a Plunder after drawing a card with that. So yeah, I mean, our opponent went a Crow card. Probably not a good Crow, not the best Crow card to go first, but it's still reasonable if more Crow cards appear. The Crow card only produces power; it doesn't produce economy. Only produces power at first, so he only has 2 Crow cards in his deck, so it's not exactly the best. Goes there. Uses the reach power, which means he leaves my Chainbreaker Sergeant alive. Like, he uses 2 power to draw a card, and then my Chainbreaker Sergeant alive, which means I get lots of value this way. Let's kill his guys, and let's definitely pick up Midnight Raid. One of the best reach cards. It wins games by itself, so it's very possible. Our deck is a bit small right now, so we can hopefully keep picking up reach cards that destroy our cards in our deck. I'm debating whether to pick up Alien Defector. Having a peek at my opponent's deck that he's going to draw, he has a lot of power cards coming up. We got a Warfleet, got the Crow card, got the Saint's Wrath, so I was thinking, I don't think it's worth it revealing stuff by using Barter. Because if I've used Barter to get rid of Alien Defector, he still has Ambush, so that can still kill us. And it turns out he didn't draw any of his power cards yet. The Crow, the Warfleet, the Saint's Wrath are all still... He's still going to draw them next turn, not this turn. So I guess my opponent's most likely going to use Alien Defector to kill all things. And reveals Archer. Archer's pretty good, actually. But in this case, since he drew the Midnight Raid, I wanted to get a combo with Bloody Offering to get the extra power. And otherwise, I might have picked up the Archer. That's quite a good anti-agent card, and there are a couple agents on the field at the moment. And we're still pretty even with my opponent right now. He does use Alessia, which is slightly annoying, in the sense that although it just produces power for him, it's always nice to have it as an option for yourself to create more Chainbreaker Sergeants. Alessia is actually very good to spam if your favorite. The only problem is you need to decide, is it better to shuffle a Chainbreaker Sergeant into my deck for 4 gold, or are there better cards in the tavern that I should pick up instead? I mean, in this case, I think picking up Elder Witch is great because that just makes my deck smaller. We're gonna draw, that makes us draw more Midnight Raids faster. That's how we're gonna win, essentially, just Midnight Raiding our way to victory. Despite the fact that my deck is very small and we're drawing lots of Midnight Raids, my opponent is still generating tons of power. As you can see, he's actually ahead of me in Prestige at the moment. And that's probably, and he shuffles Soldier of Empire in the deck for 3 gold. Soldier is not that great, so yeah. It's not that great late game. It's reasonable early. Later it gets worse. In this case, yeah, let's get another Reach combo going. It's very hard to fight against Reach, that's for sure. We could do that to we could use Reach power to try to cycle our deck a bit more. I'm not sure that was 100% correct, to be honest. That still leaves pretty much nothing in the tavern right now. At this point, I'm starting to calculate how much power we can generate from Patron power, because Alessia gives us 2 power for 3 gold right now, since it's not favored. Orgnum gives us 1 power for 2 gold. I think 1 power if it's neutral. And we always have the Crow for the final push, or if we just draw lots of gold in one turn, we can use Crows to generate a bit of power as well. So our opponent does not manage to kill Karth Manhunter, which allows us to get a combo off with Midnight Raid. I don't think I should kill any cards at this point. I think these are all okay to keep in my deck, so yeah, I mean, even Soldier of the Empire is very annoying because my opponent still has to kill it. So he still has a couple of agents to deal with on the field. There's plenty of agent killing cards or plenty of power generation cards, so he shouldn't have a problem doing that, but it's still a small roadblock for my opponent. And Soldier of Empire, picking up another Soldier of the Empire, which is not good late game. Like 2 gold and 1 power is 2 gold or 1 power is not really that efficient late game. We're stuck facing 3 agents right now, which is a bit tricky since we didn't draw any power cards whatsoever. Right now I'm trying to think which of the patron powers will allow me to kill the agents, and the answer is Crows. He generated basically only gold that turn, so yeah, I had to use Crows, convert to power to kill agents as a last minute emergency card. Still, we are about 10 or 9 power ahead of 9 prestige ahead of our opponent, so it's gonna be tricky for him to get back because our deck is a lot smaller and a lot more focused, and we got the Midnight Raid to push us all the way to victory. So overall thoughts, and opponent reviews Midnight Raid, we're picking that up for sure. Overall thoughts on Orgnum, I definitely need to play this more because I don't think it's one of the stronger decks right now, but I think one of the keys to being good at Tales of Tribute is being able to play funny decks, or understanding what decks are, how to play even bad decks, so that you have an advantage against people who don't know how to play Orgnum. You always need to recognize which is the best deck, or which is based on the cards that's revealed to you in the tavern, and what strategy you're trying to go for. Like my opponent's first pick was the Warfleet, but I think the better pick was actually the Sea Serpent Colossus. That thing has generated quite a bit of power, probably more power than the Warfleet in this game, because it's quite a deceptively interesting card. Anyway, we got Alessia. We got to just enough to get 40 prestige, and right now it's just calculating, could my opponent generate 20 prestige in one turn based on his deck? And the answer is I don't think he could. And this is because I didn't want to kill his agents with power, because that would put me below the 40 prestige win threshold. And yeah, based on that, I highly doubt, based on his cards in his deck, I highly doubt he could make it. So right now he's just trying to generate the power, and nope, 34, not quite enough. So yeah, interesting game, and Void Steel rank.